People today don't remember what the House of Un-American Activities was. HUAC was an investigative committee of the U.S. House of Reps that looked into subversion within the U.S. government. It actually investigated those accused of being communists within the government. The committee investigated those accused of being communists within the U.S. media, especially in Hollywood. And by the way, to a large extent, HUAC was successful in exposing communist infiltration. It even rooted out the communist operative and spy Alger Hiss. HUAC revealed the extent of communist infiltration in the film industry. This committee served America, and it actually protected America from what was then the most serious threat to its national security, and that was the infiltration by communists into all branches of government and the media. The reason you have a distorted view of HUAC is because of Hollywood and the media itself. After the 1950s, a generation of far leftists, fellow travelers of the Communist Party in academia and the media, all claimed in unison that the efforts of HUAC and Joseph McCarthy in the Senate had been nothing more than a witch hunt. They claimed that it had destroyed people's lives who had nothing to do with communism. Remember all the movies about the innocent the innocent actors and directors in Hollywood who were picked on by the evil right-wingers and they jumped out of windows? It was all rubbish. Most of them were absolute communists and spies trying to produce pro-Soviet movies. How do I know this? What is my evidence that HUAC was on the right track? Because in the 1990s, the Venona transcripts of intelligence intercepts from the former Soviet Union were published, and these Soviet intelligence intercepts published in the 90s proved that most of the people that HUAC had been investigating in the 50s had in fact been involved with communist groups, and many of these people had actively been spying on the U.S. for the Soviet Union. The old leftists in the U.S. media today and in academia still claim that HUAC was just a bunch of right-wing nuts, but the truth is exactly the opposite. Now, the threat today of Soviet communism is largely gone, but other threats are even more dangerous, and they exist. Take a look at what's going on in our own Defense Department, that in a time of two wars on two fronts, you've got two patsies at the top doing Obama's bidding, talking about don't ask, don't tell. Did you hear what I just said to you? The old far-left infrastructure still exists in the form of Obama, the ACLU, the National Lawyers Guild, and other operatives, including the czars, that are today's enemy within, in my opinion. And what about the threat of radical Islam? What about the Fort Hood massacre that could have been stopped had we had a HUAC overseeing the Defense Department? They knew the guy was a time bomb about to go off, but they didn't stop him because they were afraid of the verminous lawyers who would have sued any of them or thrown them out of their jobs. And that's why we're losing the war against radical Islam. That's why we are at greater risk today than we've ever been in the United States of America. And I say, and I argue today on the Savage Nation, we need HUAC more than ever before. If we had had a committee to investigate the plots against the U.S. from within, we might have avoided the Fort Hood massacre. If we had had a group of brave men in Congress dedicated to rooting out the subversion of the United States, we might save thousands, even tens of thousands of lives. Now, when have you ever heard a CIA director getting up, as he did yesterday, Leon Panetta, and saying, Al-Qaeda is going to attack America within the next 3 months? What the hell is that? You mean the man with $1 trillion budget or unlimited budget with black ops, white ops, pink ops, your ops, my ops, is myopic? He doesn't know how to stop them? He's telling you to expect a major attack in America, and he can't do anything? We told you he was incompetent. He had no intelligence background. How did he get the job? How did Obama become president? Where was Obama born? Obama could not have even passed a background check to become an FBI agent, let alone the president. And there he is sitting on top of the entire intelligence apparatus in the United States of America. And at the top of the intelligence apparatus, Leon Panetta, he has the nerve to get up yesterday and tell all of America and the world and the enemies themselves, Al-Qaeda, we can expect to be attacked by Al-Qaeda within the next few months. Do you have any idea what he just said? Do you have any concept of the danger we are in, that we have these incompetent cowards at every level of government? And that's why I say it's time to bring back HUAC. As long as there are groups such as the ACLU to threaten everybody, to aid and abet the enemies, As long as there are friends of al-Qaeda in the U.S. media, our very existence as a nation will be in danger. And I say again, it is time to bring back HUAC, take the fight to the enemy within, and stop liberalism, the mental disorder, from destroying our country even further. I'm Michael Savage. I believe every word I just said. How about you?